And I'm not sure I blame it on FIFA because I can guarantee you the next place they go to, they will not use this pricing model. I can guarantee it.
I'm glad you brought that up
right now. So we're going to talk about, so they finally released the pricing, the category pricing, because that's how they do it. Seats are categorized based on home openers are going to be more expensive because obviously everyone's going to go to those. Group stage tickets are cheaper. And then depending on whether or not you're a local resident, you get a cheaper ticket than if you're traveling in, et cetera, et cetera. So they finally released the pricing, and here we go. The opening category 1 tickets, they make it so if you have a passport and you're willing to leave the country, it's probably cheaper to travel to watch a game than it is to stay here and watch a game, which is unfortunate. I will give them this. It's not nearly as bad as it's going to turn out to be. Like, this is not an indication about how bad it is. Their tickets already right now on the third-party reselling site, which is also controlled by FIFA, up to 38,000 for that home opener.
And those are only U.S. and Canadian games, right? You can't resell.
Mexico, they're not doing all that nonsense. This is unfortunate. The upside is I was only ever going to go to a group stage game anyway. So personally, I'm fine with this. I'll drop, several hundred going to see, especially if Jamaica.
You got to go to that one. Yeah.
I hope Jamaica's in Mexico for their group games. That's all I'm saying.
It'll help the wallet a little.
I will camp out in Mexico. That is a given. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts, man? Go ahead. I'll let you run. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have.
I
think I expected it to be worse, actually. Yes. But I think the vibe I'm getting is most people are like, no, this is as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I expected worse. So I was slightly relieved about it, but the point being, it's still bad.
Yes,
it's still terrible. And category 4, we've looked at the seating maps where it's just like a tiny corner in every stadium. It's what are there, like 10 seats that are category 4? Like,
so in the Atlanta stadium, they actually took down the map because people got so pissed off. They're actually adding scaffolding on top of it to add those in. So it's not even regular seats that you could go see right now. They're seats that they're adding.
That's so weird. I would think that a stadium like that would have had a different kind of expansion, like kind of like Dallas does. AT&T Stadium, like they just put in a different kind of seat that's smaller.
Yeah, no,
it's weird that a stadium like Mercedes-Benz doesn't have that.
Yeah, so for people who are not World Cup followers, or you're not really in the nitty-gritty, the categories here are seat categories. It's how they divide the stadium. Cat 4 is what they call the domestic ticket. It is what FIFA does to make sure that it's not completely filled with tourists. And this is their best attempt at that. Unfortunately, those tickets were the first ones to be gobbled up by the bots.
Absolutely.
And immediately went to the secondary market. In this case, the upside is that the secondary market is also controlled by FIFA. And I use that upcase as they are getting their money both ways. They're charging you 15% on both ends. So if I'm a seller, I get a 15% fee. And if I'm the buyer, I pay a 15% fee. So FIFA
burning the fan candle at both ends. Yeah.
They're getting you. What was that old Clint Eastwood movie, Any Which Way But Loose? They're not losing a dime on this.
No, they are not.
I'm pissed.
So much for it being the world's game, right? Like
I really genuinely hope we never get it again.
Yeah, I know it's dumb, and we've ranted about this so many times about how they're just using the U.S. to print money at this point.
Yeah, it's just, and I keep asking people like, are we cool with this? Like, we're just cool with being a bank? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I think usually I get like a shrug off of like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Which like I get it, but damn,
there are no options, is what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that's how people are answering.
Yeah, it's just
a lot of the times.
When I saw the way they handled the Club World Cup, I literally just teared up inside. Like, this is going to be the World Cup. As a Jamaica fan, as y'all can see up here, this is the first year we're going to qualify. Fingers crossed. Technically, in this window, if we win one game and Trinidad loses or ties a game, we're automatically in. We don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. I think one of the discussions I've been trying to have with people when they're talking about this price, they're like, oh, that's the World Cup. I'm like, yes, but they're not going to do this at the next country.
Yeah, like, who's up next? Have they awarded that yet? Let me see.
They have. I think is that the Saudi one?
Is it Saudi? They're not gonna. Well, Saudi is different. They're gonna have to pay people to go to Saudi.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm getting at is I just don't think they do this at most countries. Like they're literally just using us, man. Like
if I'm not mistaken, the only place in Europe that uses dynamic pricing is the UK, because the UK wants to be like us in the
because they're barely Europe anymore.
Yeah, but it's like anywhere else, it's like you're running a right. In Europe, they're like, you run a business, you should make a profit. So you're running a service where you sell and resell tickets. So you should make a profit. But what you shouldn't do is make a profit being the reseller, make a profit being the promoter, make a profit being the stadium manager. So by the time you look up, you're making 80% of the profit.
Are you saying vertical integration is bad?
No, vertical integration is synergy is bad. Vertical integration is fine. If I'm a car manufacturer and I want to make my own car seats, mufflers, and up and down the chain, that's good. If I'm a car manufacturer and I want to be the only one that makes mufflers so that the other car manufacturer has to also buy my mufflers, that's some bullshit.
We use different words for that. That's more monopoly now, right? Not quite, but it's along those lines. Yeah.
By any measure, Live Nation is a monopoly. Like,
yes.
They've been sued. They are being sued. They've been sued multiple times. You have groups like was it Pearl Jam? I don't remember who it was, bought out of their Live Nation contract because they're like, this doesn't make any sense, because they would add fees to things that the band didn't ask for. Like they would show up to the venue and they get a bill like $5,000 for toiletry, and the band is like, wait, we brought our own toilet. What? Why? What?
What a weird example, but yeah.
No, seriously, it was like
I know it's incredible.
And I'm like, I'm confused by this. So I think the medium-sized bands are gonna have to go tour smaller venues like House of Blues that only do like 4,000.
Yeah,
because you're more likely to get. I think that's your doorbell if you need to go get it.
No, you're good.
Oh, so yeah. So yeah, but we can get. I mean, I blame this on Live Nation. If not for Live Nation, I think we already have a law on the books that would say that you can't charge more than X amount. I think Bernie Sanders tried to do this when he did.
Listen, that is interesting because it's a cross spectrum, like it's a bipartisan issue. There's people on both sides that have been talking about this.
Oh no, it's Morocco, Portugal, Spain. So yeah, for sure they won't be using this ticket pricing in any.
Well, this is an issue that I hope gets resolved in the U.S. at some point. But like I don't know. At this point, I don't expect many things to happen to protect the consumer.
Well, they are being sued by the FTC.
But yeah, they're being sued. There's politicians that are both left, right, and whatever spectrum you want to use that are like arguing about this now. And like, shoot, like I think even, I don't know how much you can trust one statement, but even Donald Trump has said something about it.
Yeah,
but not this one specifically, but Live Nation.
They can bribe him. Little money in his coffers. So quick note, I forgot, the 2030 is a stupid World Cup. It's the one they're doing the 100th anniversary, so they're going to do.
They're talking 64 teams, right?
No, it's not that. It's a stupid one because they're going to do an opening match in Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay.
Oh yeah.
But it's only going to be one game, and then you travel back to Europe. And I'm like, this is the dumbest.
Did you hear the rumors about a 2030 something one with the U.S., Australia, and New Zealand?
That wouldn't work.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
we're getting wild, man. I like the shared World Cups, but
Morocco,
be close to each other, man.
Morocco, Portugal, and Spain makes sense. Now you have to take a plane to Portugal because there's no road and no.
Sure.
But Portugal and Spain, you can take a train to
Korea, Japan made sense. Like there's some that make sense.
Australia, New Zealand makes sense. Adding America to that makes zero. Like, group stages. Where are you going to go?
I'll have to find that article that I saw that was talking about that and send it to you. We'll see if there's any actual water to it. But
yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. I might have to go to this one, to be honest with you. Morocco,
sounds pretty sick, actually.
And Spain. That is the bar.
Oh, maybe I'll have immigrated to Spain by then. We'll see.
Is it 2034? Is Saudi Arabia. That's right. It was supposed to be Saudi Arabia, Iran, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, we can just get back to these ticket prices.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize ahead of time for all the tourists who are coming here. If you hear this, I want to apologize. And I'm a Jamaican, so I can't really take credit for this or responsibility. But I want to apologize. You're gonna come here. You're gonna realize our healthcare is not what you're used to. Right? The technology might all be there, but it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg, and you might actually not end up getting what you want. The public transportation is not going to be what you're used to. Apparently, even here in Dallas, you have 3 cities who apparently are threatening to have elections to pull out of DART, which would basically kill the funding. Because yeah, so the public transportation won't be what you think is going to be. The stadium facilities won't think where you're going to be. You're going to be driving out or Ubering out to empty parking lots. Mercedes-Benz is not that bad, actually. I think you can take Metra down there. That's actually a pretty good location. But yeah, it's not going to be what people think it's going to be. And this is not me saying anything negative about America, because America has the capability, like any other country, to do things. It's the unwillingness to do it that depresses me.
Right.
There's nothing that says, like, even right now, they're trying to build a high-speed rail from Vegas to LA. Before they even put a shovel in the ground, they're like, it's going to cost us $10 billion more. What? I'm like, you haven't done anything. How do you know that? And it's because of tariffs. Right? All the tariff, the steel tariffs, all the shit that the inputs, they know the inputs are going to cost more. So they're already arranging for it to cost more. And stuff like that just frustrates me to no end, because there is zero reason. If a small country like Morocco, for instance, can have high-speed rail, you're telling me we can't? Is that what you're telling me? Right? But yeah.
Oh my God.
That said, if the US makes it out of the group stages and if the US makes it to the quarterfinals, this country is gonna be an absolute terror. Like, you're gonna have the Alexi Lawlesses. You're gonna have all the people who are bigging up MLS and be like, oh yeah, MLS did this. This is why we got so much better. And then you can look back and be like, have we? I don't know about that. I just my only, as we wrap this part up, and I'm gonna give you the last word. My only hope for the World Cup is that it at least benefits the sport locally. I hope every local, even USL amateur team, gets a marketing plan together to figure out how you can get eyeballs to get on you, to get sponsorship, to get seats, to get ass in seats, so that you can survive after this. Right? That's the only thing I ask for. I hope investors who might look at soccer and be like, hey, this might be a good sporting model. And if you're worth less than $1 billion, you can't really get into the NFL. So if you want a sports team, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. And soccer, as at the current moment, is the lowest barrier of entry when it comes to sports. But I'll let you get the last word, man. It sucks. I guess me and the family are gonna have to make a trip to Mexico, or you're gonna have to hook me up with some people, because
I could probably get that done.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. When's the draw? Early December. So by then we should.
It's early December or early November. It's one or the other.
Yeah, so by then we can start making some travel plans. But yeah. Go ahead. Last word to you.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing sucks. There's not much more to be said about that. I think at this point, the only positive I'm really hoping we get out of the World Cup is growing the sport in the US. And I don't think that the goal is to have the same boom that we had in the 90s, although that would be cool and let's try to do that. The goal is any growth of the sport, right? And any interest in the sport. Like, we don't have to double interest. We just need to grow interest. And if teams would be smart and the leagues would be smart enough to have a plan for that, it'd be great. But, as we're seeing with, FC Dallas as an example, now we're going to tear down our stadium and rebuild it during this boom, quote unquote boom. Like, clearly not a good marketing plan. So I don't know. I hope teams are actually thinking about this. I'm sure some of them are. I know USL is.
And on a side note, I hope the federation equally distributes those benefits. That's the other issue.
Yeah, we need to keep that in mind, and it needs to be held accountable too for that.
Yeah,
because
it might be a lot of top heavy, like, oh, this guy plays for MLS, and look at the stadium, it's MLS, and I'm like, you do know there are other leagues, right? There not only are there other leagues in this country, those league members are members of the federation. So if you're gonna, as a federation, you're supposed to promote the entire.
And even if they're not the top level or whatever, they're part of the pipeline.
Yeah. Can you imagine the EFL or the FA or any other federation saying, yeah, we don't care about anyone besides the top 20. Like that, as a marketing ploy, that makes no sense. All of these teams,
erasing the way that the other that USL has been used by MLS is just it's not fair, because USL has been a dumping ground for MLS players, and not in a bad way.
Yeah,
they find a team that they fit in, that makes sense, and they do that. And also, they've loaned players to USL squads.
Yep.
Yeah, they might not be the guy that went to the national team and won the game, but it's part of the freaking pipeline, man. It's all part of the ecosystem. Like,
and lastly, the federation needs to do the one thing that they're in control of. The Open Cup needs to be made a very big deal next year. Like, I'm talking box office, sponsorships. I mean, it's nice that it's called a Lamar Hunt trophy, but if we can slap something on that bad boy, I don't care what it is. The Pepsi Open Cup, the Coca-Cola Open, I don't care what it is. Right?
Yeah, I'm happy that at least this year I was able to literally just find it streaming on the same thing every time. That was nice. Yes. Like, I think little steps, but like do something bigger.
Yeah, we got to get the marketing out, man. But
Cambridge Lamar Hunt US Open Cup.
No, not Cambridge.
Not Cambridge.
Sponsoring way too much as it stands. But yeah, man, we want to thank everyone to make it. This will be a quick one, and it was an hour 20. Yeah, but thank everyone.
Imagine if Dennis was here, we'd be going 2 hours
for sure. Actually 120 is about what we usually.
Yeah, 120 is not terrible.
So yeah, shout out to the boys and the Golden Girls. Us here in DFW are well fed when it comes to soccer up and down the pyramid, and we're only adding more teams. We have Atletico in 27 and Fort Worth and an undeterminate date for championship level. So yeah, if you're a fan of the sport, you got no excuse, man. Go
not really.
Find a team, find a pickup game. Like, I'm gonna start doing that. Like, I need to start getting more active myself. So yeah, man, we love the sport. And we, just to end on the World Cup tickets, we love the sport, but once people realize they can monetize off of it, I think the sport's is getting damaged.
I mean, we've been seeing it long time in other places. Like, it's just, that's how it is. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we could have brought it up. We'll do it next week. Super League is coming up again with a new proposal.
Oh no,
the fucking zombie that will never die, man. But anyway, thanks for listening, everyone. Once again, at Dallas Guardians on everything, DallasBearGuardians.com. Like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, we really appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Quick disclaimer: I'm wearing a Seattle Sounders jersey today to support them against Real Salt Lake this week in hopes of boosting our playoff chances.
All right. He's a traitor.
So please don't hate me.
No, he's a traitor. He knew better. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Thank you all for listening. Guardians.